This is episode 26 of Cowboy Shit with Ted and Wacey, brought to you by Everything Cowboy.
And coming to you live from the heater-infested house, HQ.
Furnace down at 4620. Furnace down.
The furnace died on Friday, and it's been a little cold around here.
I haven't been around, so I'm okay.
Yeah, actually, Wacey has no idea what's been happening here, how cold. It was 11 degrees Celsius when I woke up on Sunday morning.
That's very cold.
It was really chilly, man. I was quite cold, but
could use a snuggle buddy.
Thunder buddy. Didn't even die. So, luckily, Don Johansson, going south for the winter, stole his heaters.
Like, hey, man, I got the space heaters for you. I'm not going to need them where I'm going. That's actually clutch, because once we get the furnace fixed, we probably could pop one of those in the garage.
Oh, yeah.
Because my hockey equipment never dries out. It never dries out. It's cold all the time.
I'm just going to tell Don I'll give him the heater back in the spring.
The spring, yeah.
Or I'll just keep it and say,
it broke. Doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, sorry, Don. That heater just
died. I don't know what happened.
I probably won't do that. I'll probably see if I can buy it off him.
Someone stole it.
A gently used space heater. Don, you spending your winters in Arizona? You don't need space heater anymore.
Space heater.
Come on. I'll buy one off you from my garage.
Maybe I'll just gift them to you. Like, hey, man, Merry Christmas.
There's 3 of them, though. One of them already didn't work, though.
Oh, so he knows. He doesn't even know. He never uses them.
Give me a faulty heater.
He never uses them, so he doesn't even know if they work.
Doesn't even know if they work, yeah.
Freak.
It was actually hotter in my room last night with the heater than it was if I had the furnace on anyways.
Yeah.
So
my room gets really cold. Like, even when we have the furnace going.
Oh, really?
I still get cold, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
Oh, it's fine. I kind of like it. Like, it's when it's a little cooler when you're trying to sleep.
That's true.
I don't like it to be really hot. Funny story I forgot about from the CFR. The one night, it was Thursday night or Friday night when you guys
came back?
No, I was by myself still.
Oh, okay.
And I must have, when I got home, I must have tried to turn the fan on because I like sleeping with the fan on because I have ringing in my ears.
The fan?
The fan, I just tried turning the fan on
in the hotel.
Yeah.
Oh, and you smoked yourself out.
Yeah, so I must have cranked the heat, and then I closed those 2 doors into the room. So we had a room with a king size bed, and there was 2 doors to block it off.
The hide a bed area.
Yeah, so I closed it, and I woke up and I was just sweating. I was sweating beads, man.
Had you been on the liquor?
Yeah, I had a few drinks.
Enough to know that you turned the heater
yeah,
up
exactly.
to the max.
Yeah, I forgot about it. So then I woke up and I'm just dying, sweating so bad, just soaked. So then I went and figured out what I'd done and got it all sorted out. I turned it down. Then I turned the heat down really low, so it was cold.
Yeah,
so an opposite effect.
Oh wow! So you gave yourself pneumonia in your hotel room.
Made me laugh. I was hot
in a controlled climate,
hot and cold at the same time. Good times. It was funny.
Good times in Red Deer. The CFR. I guess. What do we do? The last episode was
before, wasn't it?
No, it came out the week after, before the PBR finals.
It's true.
We didn't really talk about that because we talked about it a little bit, but we're not about current events really, We're just kind of like a hip podcast that we just talk about random shit that's going on.
Lots of random stuff.
Like the furnace.
The furnace breaking down. Me sweating and waking myself up in a hotel room. Fun times.
It's only it's pretty warm out. It's going to be +8 today, so.
Yeah, we got actually pretty lucky with how the weather's been for November.
Good.
Usually this time of year, it's 2 feet of snow, -30.
Yeah.
Nasty out. It's crazy. It doesn't seem like end of November. I've got 2 weeks of school left, and then I'm back in exams, and my first semester's over. So it's crazy how fast it's gone by.
Yeah.
So it's almost my birthday.
Yeah, and we're gonna have Friendsmas at the house again at HQ.
So many things to look for. I love December.
You do?
The Zoo Light starts on Friday. Gonna go check those out.
Oh.
Yeah.
You're taking your date?
Yeah, take Sarah over there.
Well, that'd be neat.
Yeah.
Hello. So the furnace repair guy just showed up, so bear with us. We'll be back after this.
2 hours later.
Okay, we're back. And
the furnace is fixed.
Oh, can you hear it? Hold on.
We've got heat. We've got some smooth running furnace. Oh, baby. So we now have heat back at 4620. We're not going to turn to Eskimos and freeze to death.
It's actually quieter now too. It doesn't run loudly. It might not keep me up at night. It might be fixing it. But it cost me $450. So basically the podcast, we're not making any money at the podcast, but now we're doing the podcast for free.
Losing money now.
Will podcast to fix furnace. That's.
Someone want to pay us? So we can pay for fixing the furnace.
Yeah, so that's my life now at 28, fixing the furnace for...
fixing his house.
Fixing the house. The old 4620 was built in 1963. It's made of wood stick construction.
Solid foundation.
The basement.
I was talking with my brother, and he said that when he buys a house, he's not going to buy a house built after 2010.
Really?
Yeah, just because the quality of houses these days are not near what they were back like when they were built in the 60s.
Really?
Later 90s.
We got a good house.
It's a nice house.
Good.
Solid.
HQ was built to last. Even if the furnace ran, you just need to give it some TLC once in a while. But my feet are nice and toasty by this furnace.
And I've been house sitting for some friends like the past little while here, and I've been staying in a townhouse this week.
Yeah,
and like I never really appreciated having a backyard until
now,
staying it, because like they have a dog and stuff, and like for it to go outside to the bathroom, you have to take it out for a walk. And man, I hate going for walks. Like I'd rather just turn it out in the backyard. Well, and I grew up growing up on on the ranch my whole life. Like you have a dog, you just turn him loose, say see you later.
Yeah, let him rip.
Come back when you get cold or
smell
whatever.
You later, pup. Yeah,
smell you. Now you have to when you're babysitting dogs, you have to take them for walks and pick up their poop, and it just I'm not into that.
You got to pick up the dog's caca.
I don't pick it up. You're supposed to, but I don't. I just leave it.
It just melts through the snow, and it just
there's no snow on the ground now, so when it snows, it'll cover it up, and nobody will ever do.
Yeah,
and I just look around just to make sure nobody's watching me. Just no, I'm a bad citizen.
Oh, I don't know, man. I just haven't. I don't think I even want to have a dog until I have a place where you can run wild and do cool shit.
Well, like Angus, my dog, we just turn him loose, and he comes.
He's a ranch dog now.
And he's a little cow dog. Just a little tiny dog. He goes away and he does does his thing, and then comes back and he's happy.
It's true.
Free range dogs.
Free range. Where were we at? This is episode 26, and our guest today. Did we mention
we're a little bit off the board with our guest this week. It's not usually down our alley of expertise.
Speaking of alley, this is
speaking of alley.
The NFR has an alley, and it's notorious.
And barrel racers run out of these alleys.
Yeah, and our guest this week is 2018 NFR qualifier, Wrangler NFR qualifier, and the 2017 Canadian champion barrel racer, Carmen Pozzebon. So today on Cowboy Shit, we're talking barrel racer land.
Yeah, it's not really don't have much knowledge on the barrel racer end of things.
I did it one time at a charity
I'm undefeated at jackpots.
Really?
Yeah, I haven't lost.
Really?
I've been at 2 jackpots, won them both. The last one I was at, I beat a CFR qualifier at it.
What?
Yeah.
What, did they quit after that?
It was bareback. It was bareback barrel race, and I beat everybody by 10 seconds.
10 seconds?
Seriously?
Really?
Seriously.
10 seconds.
Yes. I'm not even joking.
That's a lot.
Ask
This story sounds made up, Wacey.
No, it's true. It happens. You can ask. I was at Novella's place. You can ask them.
Really?
It was after their branding. We had a bareback barrel race, and I crushed everyone.
What did you win?
Some beers.
Oh, okay.
There's no money in that one, but I still won. And I have the pride. And then when I was 12, I won a barrel race, and I won $7.
$7? Mm-hmm. Is that your smallest check ever in the rodeo business? $7?
Yes, it is.
Mine was $9.20. In Carstairs, Alberta, I split fourth 3 ways.
Nice.
In the steer riding.
Yeah, that's the hardest when you do that.
Then we crushed a deer on the way home, and I was like, well, I got my $9, Dad, so I'll put that in, fix the car.
Man, that happened to us on our way back from Alberta one time. I was with my mom. That was before I could drive, and we were coming back. I think it was, honestly, I want to say it was from that run we took.
We'll talk about with the next episode.
With the next episode. And anyways, we're coming back and we're driving and we're clipping along 120. My mom's flying because she just want to get home at this point.
Yeah.
And I'm looking over talking to her, and all of a sudden I hear this huge bang, and the airbag hits me in the side of the face. Oh no! And we hit a deer. You're going 120, whatever. Ooh. Flipped the hood of our van up. Oh. And I had fiberglass in my face for a week because because the airbags were. It was a 1998 Ford Windstar van.
Ooh. Ouch!
Yeah, so it didn't feel very good, but
ouch.
Fun times down the road.
Dang.
This is episode 26 of Cowboy Shit with Ted and Wacey. This week, the guys catch up with bareback rider and 4-time WNFR qualifier, Manitoba's own Orin Larsen.
Orin's on the phone right now.
The O-Dog.
Yeah. Hey, Orin.
What's up, guys?
That was the part where you were supposed to say, hey.
Big intro. Is Nebraska like the Manitoba of America?
I guess so.
Is that why you decided to plant your roots there? You know what? This is.
Is that why what?
Is that why you decided you want to plant your roots in Nebraska? It's this is a lot like Manitoba. I like it.
Yeah, pretty
much. Oh, wow. We might not get any actual real questions answered today. It might just be all about the comparisons of Nebraska and Manitoba.
Oh, some would call it God's country.
Nebraska.
Or
Manitoba.
Or both.
It's a close 1 and 2.
What do you like better?
I'll leave you in suspense which one I like better.
Okay. Okay. What is the same about Nebraska and Manitoba? Like, what are the similarities? It's flat. There's trees.
I'm kind of in a. It's a lot of farming and a lot of farm and ranching, which is very, very similar to Saskatchewan and Manitoba. And I'm kind of in the panhandle of Nebraska, which is about an hour and a half northeast of Cheyenne. So you still have some hills and some things to look at other than just flat, basic prairie. Sorry, Wacey, but I'm quoting Saskatchewan.
Hey, whoa.
I had to throw that in there.
Don't drag my homeland into this. This isn't fair. This is about you.
You don't say that. So let's get some background first. Wacey, you guys go way back. Let's go way back to this story about, what was it, Foremost and Coots?
Oh, yeah. So
And Orin got lost?
Yes, back in our steer riding days. So Orin's younger brother, Kane, was also traveling in this group of people. And then usually there's a run in Alberta of like Foremost, Coots, and we usually come out for the CCA rodeoing or whatever. And then I'm sure Orin can carry on the story, but they ended up taking a wrong turn and being late for Coots. And Orin was his horse was in the chute when he showed up to the rodeo.
Well, it wasn't even in the way they did Coots. It took me a while to remember this, but it was me, Tanner Allemond, Kane, and what's his name, our college friends of Tyrell's. And we were hauling ass from wherever we came from to Coots, and at the time I was wearing the helmet on bareback horses, and I was helmet up and taped up and everything, and we show up
Wait.
the rodeo.
In the car? You had your helmet on in the car?
Oh yeah, I was like, we were pulling.
He stepped out of the van and his hand was running his rigging already. Like he just had to put tied onto his horse and he was good to go.
Oh wow.
I've never been late to a rodeo. This was the first, so I was prepared for war. Whatever came my way, I was ready for it.
Oh wow.
And then we get to the rodeo and bareback riding, I think, last event.
What?
So I had like forever to wait, and
That's right.
I remember. Yeah, so I was taped up for like 4 hours.
Oh no.
It was hot.
Oh yeah. 40 degrees and
yeah.
I remember because they had
It was hot.
they had like 4 sections of steer riding that rodeo too. Because I'd already rode, and then Kane came and he rode in the last section of steer riding and won the rodeo. It was like 84 points in steer riding.
Right on.
It was
Good
wild.
job, Kane.
Good times.
Yeah. And then that Chris guy where he broke his ankle and then had to go to Montana to get it fixed up.
Oh, because he's American.
Yeah, he was one of Tyrell's college buddies from Oklahoma, or when he was going to school in Oklahoma.
Oh wow.
That would have been the first weekend I would have met you and Kane when I started rodeoing.
I was trying to think of that earlier. I didn't really pinpoint when exactly we met.
I think that was because I had run into your brother before and like talked to him, so I kind of knew him. And then you and I think that was when we all first kind of like became friends.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
You're right.
back in the day.
Yeah, and then
Because you were still riding bulls at that point too, weren't you? Like you were getting on a few here.
Yeah.
And there.
I was still getting on bulls and some broncs, and
All around.
and I think that was the same. Was your brother there, Braden?
No, that was because he didn't start till the year after I started. So like that year, Kane and I both made the CCA finals, and then the next year was your brother and my brother.
Yeah, that's right.
Because your brother won the year end the
that
next
now.
year. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right too.
Mm-hmm. That was when Kane was still trying to be a saddle bronc rider, and he wasn't very good at it.
He didn't. He was terrified of horses.
Hey, but he's made up for it in the bull riding now. Made the CFR. All 3 of you guys made the CFR this year, which was you guys made history. Probably won't happen again unless you guys do it again, or when you guys do it again.
Yeah, and hopefully the next time we do it will be next year. I was pretty bummed out the way things happened with Kane, screwing up his groin and whatnot. And but just to have us, all 3 of us at the same rodeo, no matter where it's at, it's definitely special and something I really, really enjoy and really want to absorb and take it all in.
Speaking of that groin, Wacey.
No. We said we weren't going to talk about it. We said
No, we don't. We don't have to. But I just wanted to mention that it's on another special edition of Between Two Boots with Wacey.
It's an interview on Facebook. It's so funny.
We won't go to that here. But
so would that have been the first time that you guys have made each made the same finals since like high school rodeo or like the amateur days? Like I can't remember if you guys have made the CCA finals all together or even the Manitoba finals.
I don't think we all made the CCA finals all together, and I don't think we made the Manitoba finals altogether.
Because Tyrell was gone.
Tyrell was gone to college. Honestly, I think the last time we were all together at one finals was the high school finals in
2007.
Oh, geez, whenever 7 or so, yeah, whenever Tyrell graduated.
In Medicine Hat.
Decade.
Tyrell won the Bronx and the Bulls at Medicine Hat that year. And then you won the bareback riding, didn't you?
No, I didn't win the bareback riding until my last year, which would have been in Burton.
Oh, in 08 or 9. Well, not 9 or 10 even.
Yeah, 9 or 10. It would have been 9 or 10. It was the year I graduated.
Because 08 was Merritt, BC, wasn't it? Or no, Williams Lake.
Williams Lake, yeah.
Was it only Williams Lake for 1 year?
Oh, no, 09 was Williams Lake as well.
Yeah, so it would have been 2010 in Verdon when it changed.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
So you were only in grade 9 in 2007? Would have had to be.
I think so, yeah.
Because you graduated in 2010, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, simple math, yeah.
Maths. Come on, I want you to tell the story about when you and Kane entered all the events in Russell at the high school rodeo.
Holy
and
crap.
what happened in the team roping. Tell the people about this.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, Kane never entered all the events. He would help me in the team roping, but
Okay.
for some reason I thought it was a grand idea to run for Manitoba high school rodeo student president or whatever. And I felt kind of bad because everyone else was working on their speeches and what they would do to make, the association better. And all my speech was, if I get elected in, I will enter every men's event at one rodeo. Drop the mic and walk off stage. Yeah, just like that. Sure shit, I get in. So I got to decide. I won the bareback riding because I was the only bareback rider. Placed in the bronc riding because me and Kane were the only bronc riders. Placed in the bull riding because me, Kane, and I think
probably Landon.
I don't know, 2 other guys were Landon and Jesse Johnson.
Yeah,
someone else I think.
Ty,
I don't remember, but yeah, Ty Collins. We were also, I think I might have placed there. Won the bulldogging
as a rookie.
My calf.
First one ever, or had you done that before?
I've never done it.
You just won it first one,
So
one and done.
Yeah, 7.7, I think.
Oh, that's pretty good.
That's good work.
Yeah, I borrowed a pretty good horse, and I had a schooling 101 on bulldogging, so that worked out pretty good. And then in the team roping, I was heading, Kane was heeling, and we had 50-foot rope and gloves on, and we were fresh off the ranch, kind of looking, and just kind of gunsily looking, and I'm heading, and Kane's heeling, and I 2 swings, whack, and caught him, just perfect. I kind of spaced a little bit because I forgot which way to turn him. So I turned him the wrong way.
What?
Kane is absolutely cussing me because you're turning the wrong effing way. and the arena's dead quiet. There's 5 people in the stands, and the rest are kids, and it is quiet, and they can hear us cussing at each other. Just turn them the other way. I was like, dude, just rope them.
Oh, wow. So you went right. You went the opposite of NASCAR. You went right.
Yeah, I went right, and just...
Oh, my God.
I just panicked. I was like, oh, shit, I caught him. Now what?
Oh, my gosh. How does that even happen?
I started left and went right. I don't know.
Oh, wow.
It just worked out that way.
That's one of my favorite songs ever.
So every time I run it, and sometimes I'll run into old high school rodeo parents, like at Vegas or Canadian finals, and that's the one story they always bring up is, remember that one time you and Kane were cussing at each other in the middle of the arena?
Oh, wow.
It was a blast, but after that I learned which way to turn a steer.
Oh, wow. Orin Larsen goes to NFR on the bareback riding, turns the wrong way in the team roping. Wow.
That's so
yeah,
funny.
well, now I know. So
now you know.
I might be a team roper when this is done.
I guess.
As long as you turn the right way.
Yeah. You can maybe create a new thing. Like maybe you could be faster that way if you just turn to the right, just like do a crossover. You can't get a crossfire. You just like swoop in there and go the wrong way, and you just like slides a heel loop in there. It might be like a new thing. I don't know.
Well, that's what I was kind of thinking, and Kane very strongly disagreed.
Oh, wow. That's fine.
But it was all in good fun.
So you spend a lot of it's Gering, Nebraska, right? Is that where you're at? Or am I in the wrong thing in the wrong place? Okay.
Yeah, Gering, Nebraska.
Gering, Nebraska. Okay. So, and you married a girl from down there, from Nebraska, right? Is that correct? Or is she from Idaho?
She's actually from south of Denver, and we met in college when I went to Oklahoma.
Oh.
And she finished her nursing degree down there in Oklahoma, and then the only place she can find a job right out of college was here in Gering, and ironically, that's where her dad grew up, and she still has a lot of family over here, so it worked out pretty well.
Oh, okay. So by marrying an American, does that make you kind of American now? How does that work? Kind of, right?
No.
Oh.
Yes and no, I guess. And I was talking to my immigration lawyer about this because right now we're starting the process of my green card.
Yeah.
And my lawyer said probably the easiest way is just to go through my job and occupation and whatnot, and which I'm not saying that there's not a way to do it through marriage. I know my brother Terrell's done it through marriage, and it worked out for him. So honestly, I'm just following my lawyer's orders, and I'm just trusting her to get the job done.
That's fair.
And I've heard a lot of nightmarish things about going through marriage, like dropping everything you have and then going to a meeting in Denver or Boise, and what day is your wife's dad's birthday kind of deal.
Oh, wow. Like a memory test.
It's 5 it's just ridiculous from what I hear. So I decided to skip that route.
That's fair. We were talking before, and I really liked what you were saying, but I think we mentioned it on a previous podcast, when the one you said you listened to with George Taylor, and you didn't realize you were in the same company as some of these guys. With your 4th NFR qualification, you're officially tied for 5th with Davy Shields Jr. and Dale Trotter with the most NFR qualifications as a Canadian. Robin Burwash is leading it with 9. Steve Dunham has 8. Jim Dunn has 7. But Steve Dunham went 5 times in a row, and you've gone 4 times in a row, which has only been done by 2 other guys, in Robin Burwash and Steve Dunham. So you're already in elite company, and when you started talking about that, I liked what you were saying. To be considered in that same company at the age you're at, it's pretty impressive. Yeah,
and like we were talking earlier, I think you mentioned that when you interviewed George Taylor, and I never really thought, I thought I would eventually be in the same company because I got a lot of goals and a lot of things I still want to accomplish in my career. But to do it now, it kind of just blew me away a little bit, just to be in the same group of those Canadian legends. It's beyond words, and I'm just really fortunate to be in the same group as them.
And you're 25, correct?
Oh no, man, I'm 27.
27. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm
old.
I was adding up the years a little different there. But even in 4 more years, or 5 more years, you're 32 in your, what you could consider your prime in the bareback riding, or you could go till you're like 50, like Kelly Timberman, but Kelly Wardell.
Yeah.
And even Will Lowe. What age is Will Lowe now?
Yeah, and the weird, I get a kick out of Will Lowe, especially this year, because I can, with full confidence, say that he literally made the NFR by accident, and I'm not saying that in the case of J.R. Vizane, which is devastating, and no one wants to take J.R.'s spot because of that. But when I talked to Will Lowe after Cheyenne, he went to 25 rodeos, and he was making the NFR, and he wasn't really planning on making the NFR. He was just going to go to the big ones and the fun ones and, just bebop around. And then August came, and he's like, oh, well, maybe I should start entering more because I just might make the final. So before JR's deal, he was making the finals by accident, and I just think, Willow's just a stud in his own definition of just tough.
And I guess my point in all that, though, is that you're 27, and 5 more years, you could have the most. You could be tied with Burwash for the most qualifications ever, and set a new standard, basically, right?
Yeah, I guess in that perspective, for sure. I got a lot of things I want to accomplish before then, and even after then, if God willing. But yeah, I'm pretty excited. I'm very fortunate to where my career has taken me, and the people I've met, and kind of the statistic view of the people I'm with.
For the record, Will Lowe is currently 35 and will turn 36 on December 24th of this year. And he's got he's got 14 NFR qualifications. So he made it first when he was about 21. And your first qualification was when you were 23 then, wouldn't it have been?
Yeah, 23. Yeah, 23. But yeah, and Will, there's not much more to say about Will. He's just he's just a legend in his own, in everybody's mind. It's just amazing what he's been through, and just being in the same dressing room as him. He's just that old school toughness that you don't see a lot anymore.
Let's talk about JR a little bit right now. What's the latest update there?
Last I heard, talked to him the last round of the Canadian finals, and he was in Salt Lake, or just south of Salt Lake, doing rehab and kind of moving around a little bit. He's doing really, really, really well from everyone I've talked to, and from talking to JR. He's kind of in that little percentage of the human race where he's just kind of like Will Owen, just dirty tough. And when he says he's going to walk, it's not just him, blowing smoke up your ass. He genuinely believes it and genuinely thinks he's going to walk again. And he's making huge improvements every day. And he's a huge inspiration to not only to the world of rodeo, but to everyone around him.
And speaking of inspirations, I want to talk about mentors a little bit and people that you look up to in this world. And how did you get to want to be one of the best bareback riders in the world? And this year, you're coming in number 4 in the world. You've got a real shot at winning the whole thing.
Yeah, I've been really fortunate to look up to great people and becoming friends with a lot of great bareback riders and a lot of great people with a great mentality. Kelly Wardell taught me everything I know about bareback riding. He's taught me a lot of the mental aspect and all of all of the technical aspect of bareback riding. Cody Demers, he was my first solid traveling partner when I was in college in Idaho. He was a great stepping stone towards my career, and I've learned a lot about traveling and a lot about thinking and a lot about entering. I can't say enough about Cody to where he's helped me in my career. And obviously I have my brothers who I look up to and who I feed off of, and hopefully they feed a little bit off me. So I've been really fortunate to have the people around me with Cody, Kelly, my wife, brothers, family, friends. I'm not a self-made man by any stretch.
Let's talk about Vegas a little bit. Wacey and I were talking the other day about fun questions to ask about Vegas, and what's your favorite story so far from being at the NFR?
My favorite story? Oh man, I think it would have been my first year at the finals. Caleb Bennett, who was always giving me hell. Me and my wife were dating at the time, and Caleb would always say, Orin, you're just whipped, and you never go out and this and that, and just give me a hard time, just round after round after round. And then I think it was the 6th round. I was like, you know what, Caleb, you're one of my good friends, and I respect you a lot, and I'm going to give you something at the 10th round. I just need to give you something at the 10th round. And Caleb really never thought much about it. So 10th round comes that morning. My wife and I go to Walmart, and I get 2 pairs of these really, really shitty boxing gloves. And you walk the walk. Talk the talk, you better walk the walk, Caleb. So I go in there go in the dressing room before anyone else and hide them and whatever. And then the bronc riding got done because I was helping Terrell in the bronc riding that year. And I get back to the dressing room, and I kind of moved stuff out of the middle of the dressing room and threw a pair of boxing gloves at Caleb. And I said, all right, man, let's do this. You're doing an awful lot of talking with no bite. Let's hear this. Let's do this. You want to see a guy shrivel up so fast. He went down to nothing.
Oh, wow.
So quick, like that. And I wasn't going to beat him up. I was going to just spar with him, mess around with him, let him know I'm still the alpha male, and we go on our merry way. And he will not, it's safe to say he pussed out beyond belief.
Did that.
But we brought those boxing gloves into the bronc rider dressing room.
Ooh.
And that was a terrible idea. Seth Hardwick and Clint Lay, for some reason, decided to go with 1 boxing glove each, which was really dumb because you can easily hit the other guy with the non-glove hand. So it turned into being, I'll tap you, you tap me, haha. Clint picking up Seth and slamming him on the ground and knocking Seth out.
Oh my gosh!
And after that, someone threw out the boxing gloves, but I saved one of them. and I made Caleb Bennett sign the glove he pushed out on, and it's hanging up on my wall.
That's probably your most prized trophy of the whole lot.
It is, and I've been meaning to send a picture to Caleb, and every time he lets off to me, I'll send him a picture of that. Like, you remember that day?
Oh wow,
That's awesome.
oh wow.
Well, you have experienced boxing, didn't you? Remember, like when you were in Idaho, didn't you have to fight somebody? Remember, you and I talked about this a long time ago.
Well, the biggest fundraiser for the College of Southern Idaho rodeo team was the Boxing Smoker, and what that was 3 1-minute rounds, and they would pair you up to your best height, reach, weight, and skill level. And they make a ton of money doing this, and it's actually, I've always wanted to go back to Twin and just see it, just to watch it.
Yeah.
But and it's just a great event, and I've fought in it 3 times, and I've lost 1 out of 3 times.
Damn, good record.
That's a record I'm keeping. My fighting days, I think, are over.
So going back to the story at the finals though, with the 10th round, like everybody, you guys got a lot of beer and like stashed in the dressing room by this point. Or do you have a full keg, or like what's the situation in the 10th round? It's usually a pretty big party at the end of the year.
Yeah, it's the Bronc Riders we always go to the Bronc Riders because it's a bigger dressing room and there's more room and you fit more people in. And there's last year, for some stupid reason, someone got one of those great big water gallon jugs that you see at office spaces and whatnot, and filled that with 13 different kinds of beer.
Oh no!
And just god awful stuff. And you can get pretty pie-eyed drunk pretty quick drinking some of those and playing flip cup.
Oh man!
But it's a blast. You know, we went through 10 days of war. The year's done. The world champions are made out. You know, it's just a night to unwind and just chill.
I thought you were going to say that they that they filled the water cooler with whiskey of some sort. That would have been, but that might have been too much. That would have been too far.
Yeah, that would have been too expensive, and it took me quite a few people at the hospital.
Oh, wow. So that was the craziest story. That is quite the story. Clint knocked him clean out, eh?
Yeah, no, Clint knocking Seth out.
Yeah.
Like, just, and it was just escalated so quick. It shouldn't have been like that at all. But one thing led to another, and Clint got mad and just literally picked Seth off like a square bale.
Oh wow!
And just hit Seth against the floor, and he was out for a little while.
Holy smokes! Call sports med. we had a boxing accident. What Wacey
should have really.
Oh geez.
I just wanted to ask about, like, Carmen had mentioned like some of the crazy fines that happen at the NFR and stuff. Like what is the craziest fine that you've received that you've seen given out your 4 years at the NFR, 3 years at the NFR so far?
Geez, the craziest fine. I'm not going to give any names, but I know someone wouldn't go for interviews after they won the round. They wouldn't go for their victory lap after they won the round. They really wouldn't do anything after they win the round, and they've won multiple rounds. I think the fine got up to, like, I want to say close to the tens of thousands of dollars.
Wow, holy crap.
And I don't know how she or he got that like resolved, but obviously they did, and they're still competing. But that was just not really necessary in my opinion.
That's a good thing they won a few rounds then.
Yeah, and I've only gotten one fine that was taking too long to shoot. So, and that was still a $500 fine, I think.
That's wild. Okay, so in talking about Vegas, what's your number one or like your favorite thing to do throughout the 10 days, or something that you always make sure and do while you're down there to kind of keep things entertaining?
I learned in the first year that me and Tyrell went was not to walk around everywhere. Like, don't go to Cowboy Christmas every day, because you just get worn out, you get tired, and then you're not worth a shit when you get on.
Mm-hmm.
My Lex and I will go to the Cowboy Christmas once in a while, and then we'll just kind of bebop around the hotel. I'll take her out for a massage at the hotel and just kind of do a little bit of exploring, but not to exhaust yourself too much.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Okay. So then do you guys pack your own meals for the week, or do you go out and eat every night? Like, how does that work? I want to know this stuff. What's your favorite restaurant?
Favorite restaurant. Last year, the Bareback Riders after the back number ceremony, we do a bareback rider dinner, and we just toast each other, say congratulations for making it here and whatnot. And we usually splurge pretty good on ourselves. I think my favorite restaurant was probably Del Frisco's Steak. Very, very uptight, very classy place, and not really a place to take 15 bareback riders there, you know.
Yeah, no,
but we go there, and it's awesome. But as far as fast food, Urban Tom's, I think it's called, is pretty good. And it's after the round's over, 10, 11 o'clock at night, you just want to get something quick and go to bed.
Yeah.
So what my wife and I do, we'll pack our own coffee maker and our own preservative snacks, and we'll get fruit, and we'll do whatever we can bring without a fridge, because they don't give us a fridge there.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's just challenge. Yeah, and at that point, and in the later of the rounds, at that point, you're just looking for something different. Like, oh man, we ate at Urban Tom's 5 times this week. Like, we got to venture out a little bit.
Yeah, no doubt. That's interesting. Okay, so shifting gears, I want to go back to your college days. And Kane tells me a story about one time when you challenged him, or he challenged you. Like, if he rode a bronc and you rode a bull, something would happen. I just think that'd be a funny story to tell people.
Oh yeah, the last time I got on a bull.
That's
me and Kane were at a house party. Or no, we weren't even at a house party. We were just at our place. We were living together in college, and we had a little bit to drink, and we were just hanging out. And I said, "Man, you're in the perfect school to be a bronc rider. You're at the FR school. Like, it's a shame that you're at the holy grail for bronc riding colleges, or one of them at least, and you're not going to take advantage of it." And he's like, "Man, I just don't crave it anymore." And then he was giving me the same kind of speech about me quitting riding bulls. And I was like, "You know what? I will get on a bull if you get on a bronc." And then, we were talking. We didn't think much of it. Next morning comes along, and Kane says, "All right, I need to borrow your bronc saddle." Like, well, yeah, I guess I need to borrow your bull rope. So we get, and I am sweating bullets all day long. Practice is at 3 or 4 o'clock, and I'm sweating, and I'm terrified. And I get the best bullfighters we had around that area there, and I'm like, your life is in my life is in your hands. Like, no bullshit, but please save me.
Which is funny, because you rode bulls good.
I rode bulls subpar, but I just hated it. There was a point where I just hated it. Like, I just didn't crave it at all. Same reason King quit riding broncs.
Yeah.
But King gets on this bronc. It's this little red roan horse. Doesn't spur it that much, but just rides the hell of it, and did really, really good, and surprisingly good, because that was like one of the first ones I've seen Kane stay on a bronc.
Can confirm.
And I was like, well, geez, I gotta show up. Like, I gotta knock this sucker out. So I go to the stock contractor and say, "What is the fluffiest duck spinner you have?" He said, "That one, some red paint bull." And I probably made the best ride away from my hand I think I ever made, and jumped off, and I threw my helmet and threw my vest, and I said, "You guys are just pussies. It's not that hard."
Oh man!
You threw your vest.
Got in the van.
Did you say you threw your vest?
Oh, I was jacked. Like, you would have thought I was at the PBR final.
Oh my gosh! Can you throw your vest at the NFR this year? I want to see that.
No, because I will.
You'll get fined.
I will get it. Oh, I'll either get fined, or I'll never hear the end of that. But it was a blast. I will never. That was the last time I got off bull, and that's gonna stay like that.
Well, you got to end off on a high note.
Yeah.
Oh, exactly. So why not ruin a good thing?
I left Wacey the reins there while I was paying for my furnace repairs. Have you guys done the?
No, I haven't got to that one yet.
Okay, there. Go ahead.
So this is the one question we ask all of our guests. We want to know what your definition of cowboy shit is. The Manitoba version.
Manitoba, Nebraska.
The mashup version of cowboy shit. I think it's just being that dirty old school tough that I was talking about, Will, that you don't see a lot anymore, and just being tough. And when something's got to get done, no matter what the circumstances is, just give it 130% to execute it. And it's gonna. One of the best quotes I think when you interviewed Will Rasmussen was, "Everyone wants to do cowboy shit until it's time to do cowboy shit," or something like that. And I think that's such a cool quote, and it's very true, especially in this day and age, because when the stuff gets going, people kind of hide under the porch and don't want to deal with it. So it's just when things got to get done, do it in whatever the circumstance is, and just be tough about it. Just go at it 130%.
I don't want to end yet. There's still a couple things I want to ask you. I want to ask you, what do you think it's going to take to beat Tim O'Connell? Do they have to make the rodeo count limit like lower or something, like change the rules a little bit? Or do you just got to show up that much better at the finals, or what has to happen?
He just, Tim's, obviously one of the best bareback riders there is. And the way to beat Tim is just outride him.
Yeah.
And you got to have the stock. You got to have the athlete. That's just the long and the short of it. Just outride him and have better horses than he does. And that's not just with Tim. That's with any of the 15 guys that are in Vegas.
Yeah. Okay.
And to be healthy, obviously.
And I want to talk health-wise, and I don't know the whole story with everything and what's going on, but I want to talk concussions and bareback riding. That stuff, like the concussion stuff, freaks me out. And I don't know, I have never watched the movie Concussion yet, but I do a lot with the Ty Posabon Foundation, and I just want to talk about that with you guys, because it seems like there's either a higher risk in bareback riding, or it happens more often, or maybe I'm completely wrong, but I want to talk about that and what your thoughts are on it.
Yeah, I don't think you're totally wrong as far as it happens more in bareback riding, but it's definitely a common thing with bareback riders. And I think there needs to be the proper precautions to put in place to where a concussion happens and a test, because honestly, the test at the NFR for concussion testing is, it's not very good, because if you don't pass a concussion test, all right, take a day off. Well, a day off isn't going to heal a concussion.
Yeah.
So but that's on the other side of that coin. You got to think, we don't sit behind a desk and get paid once every 2 weeks. This is our livelihood. This is what our living is, and it's a big pill for people, or for guys, to say, all right, I got a concussion, I'm out for the finals. You're not going to see that, and I don't know if that's something you just have to enforce as far as concussion protocol, and say, if you got a concussion, you're done. But it's a tough, it's easy to sit back here and talk about it, but when it happens to you, it's pretty tough to say, okay, I'm done.
Yeah, when you can win so much money.
And exactly, and not a lot of people know this right now, but I had knee surgery last week, and it turned into something really simple to something that I might not be at the finals. I'm going to heal up and try my best to be at my fullest, but I can't sit around and, think and just turn out of the NFR, because that's how I make my living.
So you might still not get to compete this year, you're saying?
Well, what happened was I had a knee scope done. It was very simple, because I injured it right after the last round of the Canadian final.
Oh, okay.
And from what it was before I got the surgery, there was no way I could get on a bareback horse or have a good first stroke or any of that. So it was like a 2 week, you'll be riding in 2 weeks, no problem. After I got done surgery, the surgeon said, you need to rethink about going to Vegas.
Wow.
And I said, well, tough, because I'm going.
Yeah.
That's just it. And it was one of the worst, because what I did was tear my meniscus, and he said it was probably one of the worst meniscus tears he's ever seen, and he wants to really rethink about me going to Vegas. But at the rate I'm healing, I've just been praying a lot and doing everything I can to heal up and change my diet and change everything about my daily routine. I'm healing quicker than I thought I'd be, and I'm full confident that I'll go to Vegas.
Okay. Well, we wish you the best healing up.
I'll be in Vegas. Don't
You'll be there.
worry about that.
Okay. We got your word.
Yeah.
Well, it's not about us. Yeah. It's about you. And we're
rooting for you.
Yeah, we're rooting for you. And we really appreciate your time. We ended up being way longer than we thought, but I thought that we had an awesome time here. So thanks for joining us on Cowboy Shit.
No, thanks for having me on. I like what you guys are doing. Pretty big fans of the show, and let's do it again.
We'll bring you a T-shirt. I'll bring you a T-shirt to the finals so you can sport it.
Hell yeah, that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome.
Awesome. Okay, well, thanks, Orin. Again.
All right, thanks.
Appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Good catching up, buddy. Take care.
Thanks, man.
Okay, see you guys, or see you, Orin. Sorry, Wacey's across the chair from me.
All right, we'll see you guys.
Yeah.
You're listening to Cowboy Shit with Ted and Wacey.
And we said we were going to do like an anniversary thing, like where we like pop some like champagne when we made a year, but
It's noon.
We had Tim's, and it's noon.
It's noon. We can't do champagne.
So someday, actually, you know what we're gonna do? We just decided. I just decided we're gonna have a celebration for the podcast around your birthday time. We're gonna have a
But
birthday.
hey, whoa! Stop trying to steal my birthday.
We're not stealing. We're just making it even more
Anniversary party.
Yeah, like podcast.
But it's
podcast anniversary.
No.
Friendsmas and Wacey's
This is how it's going to
birthday
go. It's going to be
all at
my
the same
birthday
time.
party, and then in brackets under, it's going to be podcast anniversary.
What about where does Friendsmas fit into that?
That's just between friends. We don't need to advertise that.
Yeah, okay. So the podcast anniversary featuring Wacey's birthday.
No. Wacey's birthday featuring the podcast anniversary. We can't do this. You know that I take my birthday very seriously. That's going to be a good time. Okay, well, then talking about the anniversary, I'm trying to change the subject as fast as I can here. What has been your favorite thing about the podcast so far?
Wacey
Looking back on a year.
Wacey with the solid question. Oh, podcast highlight. I'm going to have to say, first thing coming to my mind right now is Roland McFadden episode.
Great interview.
Hot off the start. And I'm going to look something up right now. Go to the old podbean.com and log into the account.
I think one of my favorite ones so far was our Valentine's Day episode with Taylor.
Oh, that was quite
good.
good.
That was so funny. Those stories that she had were out of this world.
So I wanted to find the stats. Oh, there we go.
Stats. So
all time. All right. So, we're not quite. So Roland McFadden, his episode's been out for...
Not a month yet either.
Yeah, like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And he has 636 downloads. And he's number 2 all time. Flint Rasmussen, his has been out since July. And he's at 679. So pretty soon, Roland's episode will be our most popular yet. Mm-hmm. Which is, I think it says something for that episode before the CFR, to have that many downloads. And it's still not a lot. Like, it's still pretty...
It's pretty good, though.
It's pretty new. But yeah, Roland, we just had so much fun with that. And I think our last 2 episodes we just recorded today, between Carmen this week and Orin coming up, Orin Larsen, they were both a lot of fun too.
Yeah, they're great, yeah.
Yeah, and with how many barrel races are out there, I think they might listen to our podcast. They might hate it. They might like it. Who knows? But we're getting into another world there, talking to different people.
We got to branch out, I guess.
And I guess Orin, technically, or not technically, but Orin was our first bareback rider we've had on the show too, right? Would that be correct as well?
It's true. Very true. Yeah, he was our first one.
First bareback rider, first barrel racer. We're really making,
making the rounds,
making progress here.
We've had one from every major event. Then we've had bull rider, steer wrestler, saddle bronc rider,
yeah,
bareback,
tie down,
calf roper,
Shane, yeah, and then team roping was Roland.
Team ropers,
barrel racing.
We did it. We've had it all.
So we've officially, after next episode, we've hit
all major
for
events.
every event. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we even had a clown. That's an event.
We did have a clown.
Bullfighter. We've had Scott.
Announcer.
We haven't talked to any sound guys yet, but I kind of.
But you are a sound guy.
We are sound guys, so that's
we talk to each other every day.
So what are we missing? We're missing secretary, and we're missing stock boss, and we're missing stock contractor.
Yeah.
Have we done a contractor?
No, I haven't done a contractor yet.
Okay, so it's on the list.
There's a few good ones we could probably round up there.
You know who I was thinking we should have talked to before the NFR this year was Wayne Vold.
Yeah.
Talk about some old ranchman stories and some. I think it would be fun to
Could be our Christmas episode.
A different generation of folks. Yeah, that is true too. Good call, Wacey. Points for Wacey. That could be the week we get.
I'm hot today, man.
Man, we're on
fire.
Partially because the furnace is back on.
Yes, we touched on that in segment 1.
Yep,
the furnace is up and running again. The house is starting to warm up. The
furnace is back. My feet aren't freezing.
So yeah, well, that's pretty sweet. Like how just looking at how far we've come in a year.
Yeah, we're not. We don't sound like idiots anymore on the radio.
We're both like settling down. And we have pretty good interviews so far. It was fun. Like I talked about it after the CFR episode, and like the feedback we've been getting from people has been really like it makes a person feel good that they're like enjoying it and finding some entertainment value in it, and it's pretty exciting to be recognized for stuff like that. It makes me feel pretty good about it. So
I'm glad you feel good about yourself, Wace.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. PBR finals. Let's talk about it.
But before that, though, this is
finals.
The episode number 26. This one is the last episode of basically season 1 of Cowboy Shit.
Yeah, 2.0 starts soon.
Yeah, season 2 begins before the NFR.
It's true.
So just if you care, you probably don't even give a shit. But I mean, I just want to let you know that. So
it's important to us. Big deal to us. Lasted this long. People are enjoying it.
It's not as important as Wacey's birthday, but it's pretty high up there.
So important.
Okay, PBR finals.
You were there.
I went there Monday. Was there Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night. Flew to Regina Thursday. Worked Yorkton Saturday, Sunday.
Regina.
Experience Regina.
So
PBR finals, awesome.
yeah, how was it?
Congratulations to Kaiki Pacheco,
Finally.
world champ.
Yeah, this is world championship.
Yorkton was kick-ass. Dayton Johnston was number 1 in the world for about a week. And that was cool. First Canadian to do that, I believe. But then Logan Beaver mentioned it on Facebook because Logan doesn't have a phone. He just goes on the internet to be a troll.
He's quite
apparently.
the guy. He's quite the guy. There's one and only Logan Beaver in the world.
We love you, Logan. But Logan mentioned last year Lonnie West won Newtown, and that would have technically made him number 1 in the world.
It's true.
And I think he's right. I think there may have been an event in Australia the same time, so maybe they were tied. Maybe he was tied. Mm-hmm. But maybe I messed up. I don't know. Logan, points for you. You get a free t-shirt when we get mediums back in stock. Or schmediums for you because you're small like us. So
Yeah, we don't know where you would
we
fall.
only have larges and extra larges left.
I think we only have XLs left. We got rid of our 2 larges at the CFR.
Oh, did we?
Yeah, we only have XLs left.
Uh-oh. Sorry, Orin. You're going to have to wear an XL. We're going to have to get more for the
Bill.
anniversary party.
Bill,
Bill Nye, the
Do it.
science guy.
hit us up. He's our guy.
Bill H, the promotions guy. Okay, what about PBR? Yeah, that happened.
good.
Marco Iguchi won the finals, 94 points. Well, we're talking results.
How
again.
do you how do you like not talking about results? Like when he got knocked out by Spotted Demon.
Oh, and then he rode the next night.
Yeah, like how does what like to me
don't
that
know.
just doesn't make sense to me.
He must have passed the test.
Yeah, I know.
I guess.
But
When you
yeah,
get knocked out, cool. Like I
like
don't
that,
know.
like it's just crazy.
Yeah, I don't know what to say there.
Kind of
I'm
a
not
touchy conversation,
gonna
but
make a comment.
it's just
Yeah.
it's just strange. Like it
I
just,
don't know. I didn't watch it.
Good
close
on
enough.
him. I mean, for doing what he did, but
Yeah.
to me, it just kind of blew my mind a little bit.
What else is going on here? WCRA had their semifinals.
Jake was
and-
90.
Yep, Jake goes on to the Windy City Showdown in Chicago for a
Nice.
chance at $1 million worth of rodeo in there.
That's fun.
What else? NFR is coming up. PBR Canada Finals this weekend in
PBR.
Saskatoon.
Canada.
It's going to be probably one of the best finals I think we've ever had.
You got a good lineup. You released a lineup
Holy.
of riders today.
Yeah, we did that this morning. That's old news already.
Solid lineup.
So
So going into that, like, what are you expecting? Like, are you expecting?
who's going to win?
Yeah, who's your pick going into that?
Oh, man. That's a tough one. Let's go to the standings. Let me look at the standings.
No,
real
you can't
quick.
do it. You just have to go off of knowledge.
Well, Lachlan Richardson's first, Coverchuck's second, Brock Radford's third, Jared Parsonage is fourth. Jared's 460 points back, and the other guys are within 100 points, which is like, this is the closest I've ever seen it. And I said that last year, that was the closest I've ever seen it. But it was only between 2 guys. Where this year, it's between really within 1,000 points isn't that far off because the average pay is 1,250 points.
Right.
And there's 4 rounds.
What's a round pay?
250.
So that's pretty good.
There's 2,250 points, so technically anyone can win. Anyone that's at the finals can win, but it's very unlikely that someone from the bottom will win. But if they win 1,250 points in the aggregate, the last guy coming to the finals right now is 1,892 back. So I mean, you win that, you win some rounds, but everybody ahead of them has to not do any good, which isn't gonna happen.
A lot of variables.
With 20 guys at the finals, there's going to be a lot of qualified rides.
Yes. Oh yeah.
And I mean, I would safely say anybody within the top 8 would have a chance.
But then who's your pick?
Right now, I mean, Cody Coverchuck didn't have any luck in Yorkton, but he did really well at the CFR.
And that's why he's my pick.
Your pick.
Historically at finals, he's had bad luck. Like ever since I've known Cody, like he just hasn't been able to convert and get it done. But then going 5 or 6 to the CFR, riding a bull that's been unridden in the last round.
Yeah,
I think that's kind of where it's going to take him to the next level. Get him converting out of finals and get the job done.
And I'm going to say Brock coming off the World Finals. I mean, but I think my pick's still Jared. He's 460 points back, but he's consistent. And on 4 bulls, I think that's who I'm going to pick.
He's probably got a sour taste in his mouth after that year. Wants to get something rolling here.
I really thought he was going to be the guy to. I really thought he was going to be the guy to go and win both in the same year, and he didn't. So I still think he could do it next year because he's going to be around for a while.
How far out is Wacey?
Let's do that real quick. Wacey Finkbinder's number 12. He's 1,484 points, 85 points back. Technically has a chance, but it's a real long shot. I wouldn't expect that to happen, but hey,
anything can happen.
Anything can happen. He wins a couple rounds. The guys, everybody ahead of him has to not do anything though.
That's why you got to get to Saskatoon.
Don't see very
Friday, Saturday.
Yep, SaskTel Center. So that's it. That's this week's show. I've had enough podcasting for the morning. We've been doing this for a long time. Not that I don't love podcasting, but I'm tired and I want to eat some food. And I have another meeting in 24 minutes on the phone. So Thanks for listening. Ending season number 1. Season number 2 coming up soon. Thanks for listening and putting up with our shit on Cowboys shit. Adios.
This was episode 26 of Cowboy Shit with Ted and Wacey, brought to you by Everything Cowboy.